Good morning, Backyard Kids. I'm so excited to start a whole new month with you guys and a whole new theme. Our theme this month is On My Block, and we're going to talk about caring for others. We're going to learn about caring enough for those around us to actually do something about someone else's need. We're going to learn about compassion. So during Jesus' ministry, he traveled constantly. Every time he came to a new town, he went to their synagogue and he taught people. Everywhere he went, the people were amazed and they praised his teaching. But then Jesus came to Nazareth, which was the town where he grew up. And on the Sabbath day, Jesus went into the synagogue, and when he stood up to read, an attendant handed him the scroll of the prophet Isaiah. Now remember, Isaiah lived hundreds of years before Jesus was born. God had spoken to Isaiah and had told him about the Messiah that he promised would come to rescue God's people, and Isaiah had written these words down. So Jesus read to the people from Isaiah's words. He said, "The Spirit of the Lord is on me. He has anointed me to announce the good news to poor people. He has sent me to announce freedom for prisoners. He has sent me so that the blind will see again. He wants me to set free those who were treated badly. And he has sent me to announce the year in which he will set his people free." And then Jesus sat down. And everybody just kind of stared at him for a minute. And then after this uncomfortable silence, Jesus looked around and he said, "This scripture is coming true as you're listening." And so basically what Jesus was saying is that Isaiah's words were about him. He was the Messiah. Wow. Well, as you might would guess, the people at first were really impressed. But then they had a few minutes to think about it. These people knew Jesus. He grew up with them. Some of them remembered celebrating Passover with his family when he was a little kid, and how Jesus learned how to build things from his father, Joseph. So this guy is the Messiah? It seemed a little hard to believe. Well, the people were furious because they felt like Jesus was claiming to be someone that he wasn't. So they forced Jesus out of the synagogue and ran him out through the town. They had planned to throw him off a cliff at the edge of town, but Jesus managed to get away, and they backed off and parted and let him pass. See, Jesus knew, though, that people from his hometown who had known him as a baby and as a child and watched him grow up would have a harder time accepting him as who he claimed to be, who he really was. So he left Nazareth and he moved on to the next town and continued to carry out his mission. The people of Nazareth were just blinded by their disbelief that Jesus could be the Messiah, and so they missed the point. Jesus was trying to tell them that he had come to teach them about God and how to have a relationship with him forever. He spent his days teaching people and helping people and showing them that loving others was a part of loving God. He lived a life of compassion, helping people in need and showing God's love in everything that he did. But they were so caught up in thinking that Jesus wasn't who they claimed to be that they couldn't hear what he was trying to teach them, which was to help people and to show God's love in everything. Guys, the same thing is true today. When we follow Jesus, he teaches us through his words and his actions in the Bible to live that way too. Because following Jesus means caring about others. It's that simple.